Yo, what's up guys? I promised you a room tour and that's what you're gonna get. Let me turn the camera around so you can get a first person view. So you start off from up there. Okay, you got the hallway here, you got a bathroom to your right, laundry room, and then bedroom, and then closet. And then you got your James Dean poster. Some say that I look a little like him, maybe, I don't know. I got my little LED night light down there, built into the wall there. And they're hooked up to my smoke detector chain. So when I rewired the basement, I ran those. I ran the 3-wire, to all the smoke detectors, and then hooked in a couple of these LED lights that sit recessed into the wall here. I did that because there's a, I think they might have discontinued them, but there was a manufacturer that made those LED night lights like that, and then they made them with a backup battery in it, and then so basically if you hook them up to your smoke alarms, they will blink when your smoke detectors go off. But I think they discontinued them because when I went to go find them and buy them, I couldn't. So, all right, on to the theater. So, sorry, I'm having trouble handling the camera. All right, so here we go. Hey man, how'd you guys get over there? Huh. Alright. That's so weird. How'd you guys do that? That's weird. Alright, well, let's continue on. Hey, do you guys mind if I pick you up and kind of show you around the place? Alright. So here's the basement that I've been talking so much about. I'll just give you a quick overview real quick, huh? Got the screen here. Alright, I guess first things first is I'll talk about the lighting in here. And it's all controlled by this gang of switches here. This setup is called the Spacer system, made by Lutron. Each of these switches here have a clear backing, and they talk to this main control switch, which is right here. It's got 4 settings, so I can control each light setup any way I want, and I can change it any other way that I want. So I can have it set up like that. Here's another one. It goes down even lower. As you can see, just a couple lights are still on. Of course, I got the LED night light down there as well. And they're all got little backlights on them. I can hit. So I got 4 of them that I can control, and then I have it all the way off. And of course, you can't see any of this, but got it all the way off, all the way here, and then all the way on. Turns all of them on. Each one of these switches had to be wired to each location. The first one is the 4 lights up front. Turn those back on. The second one is the 2 down lights in the back there. I'll turn those back on. I hope I'm in focus. And then got the third one, which is all the wall sconces, or not wall sconces, but wall lights. And then you got alright, so now the fourth one. What I'm going to do on the fourth one is I'm going to turn all the other 3 off so that you can actually see what stays on. Alright, set it up. 3 off, the second one's off, and the first one's off. So as you can tell, the 4th switch operates 2 outlets I ran, or 2 outlets that I installed. Oop. Let me put on the, what's going on here? Oh yes, and then you can also dim them all by a little guy here on the side here. So you can see that happen here as I dim the poster lights. So yeah, the fourth one, obviously as you saw, operates little rope lights under the chairs, and goes into an outlet there, and then here goes to another outlet behind the couch that you probably can't see, and then I just got a cord that's plugged into the love seat. Now, if you want to know more detail on how I wired that in, let me know in the description, or not the let me know in the comments if you want to know more about the electrical work in more detail. I've already went over the DVD book collection here, how I got that all organized. The cabinet here I built looks damn near professional, doesn't it? It's hard to see the detail and stuff, but it's kind of a simple bookcase, you know. But it's a built-in. I built it into the house, so yeah, as you can see here. So it's gonna stay with the house forever and ever. Another cool thing is the countertop here. I also built this myself as well. This is concrete, and again, I can go over details in another video for you if you want, but you could probably find a bunch of detail about how to do this on YouTube. So I did this one and this countertop as well, right here. So it's concrete. It was actually kind of easy, and I really liked and really enjoyed building them. Yeah, it was pretty fun. And you can see here I had to cut, build it around the post here. This post had to stay. It's holding up a beam that's inside that runs all the way down. Let's go over the cabinet here, since we're still on the same topic. This was just a stock cabinet from Lowe's or Home Depot. I can't remember which store actually I bought it from. But this houses, board games. I got an outlet in there for a fridge. I was going to put a fridge down here. And I got all that here organized well. I got my 3D glasses. I got 2 of them that came with the projector I got. And then I got, I don't know, 3 of these little cheaper ones from Samsung. They seem to work okay. And, a pair of game glasses. I don't know why they were so expensive, but they were, and I hardly use them. Alright, so pretty basic and simple. It's also built into the house, so that will stay there when I sell it. I got behind here, and also I realized I forgot to mention something about the switch over there, but I got that little configuration. Part of the outlet is hooked up with the 4th switch, so I can have some kind of lamp up here or something plugged into the bottom side of the outlet, which will come on with the under the couch lighting, the rope lighting I got. So if I put like a lamp or something, or I don't know, lava lamp or some crap, that will operate with that same switch. So, and let me go back now to that gang of switches, and I will now go over this little guy. I don't think I mentioned it yet. So basically from here to here is all of the lighting. One more cool thing about these switches here is that all these little black slits here, you guessed it, those are infrared sensors, and these actually have a remote, which is this little guy here. So it has all the presets, so I can hit that and turn them all on or off, or hit my presets, and then I can also turn them all the way on or all the way off from that switch. So of course that's all the way off, and okay, alright, maybe that's just all the way off. The other switch to here at the bottom is on, and it's a dimmer as well. So I can dim, but this dims every single one of the channels, or yeah. So that dims every single one of them. So that's pretty cool. The other cool thing about that is that with the iPad I can hook up a universal remote along with these switches and be able to configure it any way I want, and I can basically hit one button on the iPad, which will play a movie and then also turn the lights off at the same time, which is pretty cool. Now this one, what this does, it's also an IR sensor, infrared sensor, and there's a low voltage cabling that runs from here, and it runs up to the bulkhead up here. Bulkhead or soffit, whatever you may call it. I call it a bulkhead, but I installed that. It's a faux bulkhead, and basically it's hollow inside there. There's no air conditioning ductwork or anything in there. But what it does house is my components. Holy crap, man, how do you guys keep doing that? I can't, well, that's cool. Anyway, so now that you're floating there all by yourself, that's so strange. I didn't know you guys can do that. So yeah, the bulkhead here was an idea I had, obviously before I started the whole project. I had to put the projector somewhere. Normally you would see it mounted to the ceiling, and obviously this is not a very big basement theater, so I had to come up with a way or a place where I can store the receiver, PlayStation, all that good stuff. And I wasn't too sure if I wanted to just mount the projector up to the ceiling. So I don't know how it happened, or I can't remember exactly how it came to me, but I came up with this idea here to build a faux bulkhead, or again soffit, and what I did was I concealed the components and everything inside. So here obviously you have the projector, and the way this is the way I did that was with those little magnet thingamajiggies. The original plan was to have this those little magnets that you can use, and there would be like a little latch on this side, and you would use a little magnet, and it will catch a little mechanism here, and which will open it. You use them. I think they're made for basically child-proofing your cabinets for your kitchen. So originally that's what I was going to do, but with the trim here, you can see that it would have caused an issue. There wouldn't have been enough. There would have been too much space between the magnet and the metal mechanism that would make that latch open. So I just came up with this here, and it works just fine. So as you can see, you got the projector here, nice and concealed. There's no, it's not an ISO or anything like that. It's not, you know, just a big box sitting there in the middle of the ceiling. One concern I did have doing that was playing move games on the PlayStation or Xbox camera thing, whatever. But so you just got to be careful when you're throwing your hands up. You'll smack into it. And it's happened on a couple of different occasions. Someone was doing something and smacked it. But for the kids, it's no problem. They'll never, they won't be tall enough to hit that. So so that's that on this side. And the other cool thing about having, well, let me pick you guys up. Okay, I'm just going to pick you up here and show you the other side. Actually, I'm going to let you guys float. So just kind of float with me, okay? Here we go. I'm just kind of helping you along here. And I'm just going to bring you over to the other side of the theater here, okay? Bear with me. Alright, now I'm just going to let you sit there and float and be all weird like that. Anyway. Alright, so this is the other side of the soffit. And as you can see again, there's two spots, one and one here. And they are concealing on this side. It's concealing PlayStation 3 and a Blu-ray player. I'll leave that down and maybe give you a closer look. Yeah, I can give you a closer look in there. And then this side is concealing the receiver. And I'll give you a closer look at that too. Alright, so I took a little time out there for a second. Had to go get a little bit of remnants of my drink I made earlier, so a little bit of cranberry vodka. It's good. Alright, so I wanted to show you a closer detailed look inside those two spots right there. Cubby holes. I don't know, what would you call it? Alright, let me just get my my light here on my phone operational. And I could probably give you more detail about this too if you want. But you can see inside here, basically it's housing PlayStation, Blu-ray player, and you can see there's a vent, and then I don't know if you can see in there. Oh yeah, see that? I got two vent holes cut out, and then a little hole there, bringing wires up and out. And then on this side, I can't get all the way up there, but you can see I got the receiver, which is a Yamaha. Not too bad. And you won't be able to see it, but I got a vent up there and two vents also cut into the side. I don't have a fan hooked up to it yet, but what it was supposed to be, so basically with the vents cut in, what I could do is have a fan. Basically, okay, let me start again. So with the vents, I have ductwork that runs into the laundry room, which is on the other side of that wall here. I don't have a fan hooked up to it yet, or a blower is what I want to use. Actually, my idea was to use a blower exhaust for a hot water heater. They're tiny little motors, about that big or so, and I was going to hook it up to it, maybe off to an outlet here or something on this side of the room, where I could hooked up to a switch where I could just turn it on or off. But basically the idea was to turn that fan on, which will it will suck air from here, so it'll bring air in and then out through the ductwork, and it would bring, and if I had the door on here, it would suck it through the cold air through the vents on each side there. And this one here, I didn't put a vent because you can see here the built-in cooling fans and everything are on the front of the projector, and obviously I'm not going to be watching a movie with the door on anyway, so I didn't worry about that. Can't see it, but as you can see there, I got the outlets there. I got it hooked up to a power strip, and I have holes through the sides here which run the power cables and HDMI cables and all that good stuff. All the way in the back there I got a HDMI 4-way splitter. What that does, that is a HDMI splitter that would allow me to basically hook up 4 monitors to the same video feed. So basically what it would be, it would kind of be like, like if you're like in a Best Buy store or something like that. Like when you get in a store like that where they have, maybe 100 TVs on the wall and they're all playing the same video feed. Well, that's what that little splitter does. That's what it allows me to do, is I can have the movie playing off the projector onto the wall. The way I have it wired, I can have this monitor here playing this exact same video feed that the movie would be playing, or anything that's hooked up to the receiver, basically. If I have a game on, movie, cable TV, whatever. And then I have 2 other locations where I can put monitors. And so there's another HDMI cable that's running from here, and it runs outside to the deck, and it runs underneath the deck. When I built the deck, I made it waterproof underneath, so it's kind of like a little outdoor living space. So basically, if I wanted to, I can have another monitor out there, and then I have another HDMI cable that in the future, if you wanted to, you can run it into the bathroom that's down in that hallway. And then I also have another low voltage wire, that the same thing that's coming from here. I have another one of those little sensors outside under the deck. So I never got a chance to finish everything out there. I think we're going to end up selling the house before I get a chance to do that, to finish it. But with that sensor out there, it would allow you to basically have one cable box or one DVD player or whatever in one location, and it would allow me to change the channels and everything outside under the deck, so I wouldn't have to come inside and change channels and stuff. And basically the way that works, it's called a IR repeater system, and that's very simple. Again, I can get into that in more detail for you if you want, but basically it just takes the signal that you're shooting at it, sends it through a wire, takes it to wherever your devices are. In my case, it's up here, and it takes that signal, and then another little wire sends it through. Let me see if I can find one of the little sensors here. This one keeps I just broke it. See what you guys maybe do? Anyway, well, that's broken now. But anyway, it goes to this little sensor here. Oh, I guess that's just a cover. Maybe it's not broken. Okay, yeah, it's not broken. It's just got a little thing there, and a little cover came off. But anyway, this sticks to the other sensor that's on your components, and so what it allows you to do is to the signal will come through the wire first, and then it will then shine to the component. And so each component would have to have one of those little things. But again, you can research it and just type in, you know, IR repeater. Of course, I got my little fireplace. Very handy because it is a basement. It gets kind of cold down here. I got my, you know, left, middle, and right speakers. Got the back surround speakers. Subwoofer again. Got the subwoofer cable inside the wall. It goes up to the receiver area. And what else? Oh, this here. Got an outlet that's hooked up with that same switch that controls the under couch lighting. And I broke the tab off so you can have a constant hot as well. And I got a little space here for HDMI cable or whatever. And again, I basically wired in the basement to configure different ways to enjoy it. So basically, if you didn't want to have a theater like this and the furniture like this, you could basically move a couch here in this location or wherever, and you could install a TV here. I have basically a pull string that runs from here up the wall and then over to the unfinished area. So if you wanted to run another HDMI cable, you could. You just grab that pull string and it will allow you to do that. I also ran a separate speaker wire through the ceiling and then down the wall here. There's no cutout up there, but basically if you were to turn this room around, you would now have the TV here. If I didn't do that, you wouldn't have your center channel speaker. So it's in there, it's just not being used because the way that I have the room here situated, the center channel needs to be on that wall. Okay, but the option is there. If you want to mount a TV here, you can do that. The speaker wire is there. It's just not. It's just behind the wall. Okay. Man, there's so many details that I want to make sure I don't forget any of them. So up here, above the center channel, you have a PS3 camera, PS3i, yeah. So I thought about that. At the time, my kids were into you know, dance party and all that crap. So I ran a USB cable through the ceiling and then over to where I knew I wanted to house the PlayStation. So there is a little USB cable that runs from that little hole I showed earlier. It runs up and over to there, and it works pretty nice, pretty successful. All right, I know I'm jumping all over the place here, gosh, but there's another thing I wanted to, another little detail. So down here where I ran the cable for the subwoofer, this extra one here has a wire behind it, behind the wall, that goes through the foundation and it goes outside. So basically it allows me to unclip this from the subwoofer and basically just plug it in there. And what that will allow me to do is now take the signal from here and push it outside. So basically I can take this subwoofer, put it outside, and I would have bass out there. And of course, as well, I have outside under the deck, I have surround speaker wire here and over there, of course, and there's also a group of wires that run through the wall and it runs along the wall, and then it's stubbed. Actually, no, I'm sorry, it's stubbed out on this side. So basically, there's a group of wires that come from the receiver, runs actually in the ceiling, not in here, but in the ceiling, runs out and over, and it comes down the wall, and then it shoots outside. So basically, the idea that I had at the time was I can put a projector out back as well, and I would be able to do outdoor movie nights and stuff. Of course, I didn't finish it, but yeah, I'm not going out there because it's too damn cold. But if you were to look outside, you have three sets of speaker wire, and what I was going to do was run piping out to the fence line, and that would be for your left, right, and center channel speakers. And I don't know if you can see it. Yep, you can see it. There's a little wire hanging there, right there. That would be your right, and then I got one over there too for your left channel surround sound speakers. Again, I never got to finish that whole project, but you know, somebody else could have the option, I guess, to finish it off if they wanted to. Alright, and before this basement was finished the way it is now, it was all wood paneling. So did all the drywall work myself. Had some help with the mudding and sanding. That part takes a lot of hard work, and it's tedious. So let's see. Oh gosh, there's so many details, but I think I covered the most important ones. You're probably wondering what that is on the wall here. At the time, my idea, I think also that there's a wire that's running from there to that same switch that operates the lights under the couches. And my idea was to put in a backlit poster right there, so that way it would be backlit. You had to buy a special poster for that, a double-sided poster, but I didn't get that far. So the reason why I did that is because you know, obviously at the time I was just going to do another one of those lights to even off this wall. I would have had 3 posters sitting there, but there was a big ductwork and plumbing right where I needed a 4th light. So of course, you know, at that time I was like, okay, well, I got you beat. I'll just put a backlit poster, and it would definitely look cool as shit to have another little backlit poster or something there. But you know, and obviously I didn't finish this little corner over here. It's hard to find a frame that would fit this poster here, because I'd have to get it custom made. But basically that would be there on the wall here. So yeah, so that's my that is my basement theater. You gotta let me know what you think. You know, I did mostly everything myself. I think the only thing I had help was with the drywall mud. Other than that, oh, I had help with the tiling work down here. Before it was carpet all the way to the door. But I like a little tiling, so when you come in, you're not stepping your dirty feet right on carpet. So at least here you have a nice little landing, so you can take your shoes off, and you won't stain up the carpet. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. let me know if you want to know, if you let me know if you have any other questions about it. I would absolutely love to be able to answer your questions about it. I took a lot of pride in doing it and building it. Ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to have my own place and my own house and my own basement, my own man cave, or whatever you want to call it, to be able to install a theater like this. And yeah, so I absolutely love it, the way it turned out. A while back, I do remember something, an idea that I remember that I wish I had done when I was building it, but I can't. But now, obviously, I can't remember what that was. But if I do remember, maybe I can, I don't know, do some kind of follow-up video, maybe, or maybe put it in the comment section. I don't know. But again, if you have any questions about it, let me know. By the way, I haven't seen anyone else with this idea with the bulkhead on YouTube. Not bragging or anything, but but I love it. I love the design. I love the idea. I mean, just look how cool that looks. You know. Again, you're not looking at a big ugly box sitting on the ceiling. It looks like it's you know, basically part of the design. And the other cool thing is, you don't have to have a ton of long, expensive wires going from the projector or whatever, you know, into another room or a media cabinet. I guess there is a flaw about that. One thing I wish I had done, I told you I have an HDMI cable here, or I showed you the HDMI little plug. What I wish I had done was ran a second HDMI cable to the, because right now it's hooked up to where whatever's playing on the cable or PlayStation or whatever comes to this monitor. But what I wish I did was ran a second HDMI cable that would plug into the receiver as like HDMI 2 or 3 or 4 inputs on the receiver. That way, you know, I can hook up a camera, or maybe hook up you know, some other device here where I could just plug it right in and it would interact with the receiver and be able to display the picture. That's one thing I wish I could have done, but it's still able to be done because on the other side of this wall here, it's open. So I would very easily be able to hang over and fish another HDMI cable down the wall to there, but I'm not going to do that now because we're going to, like I said, we're going to be selling the house. Oh, I guess another thing I should mention. I told you I'm kind of all over the place with this video, but so behind this poster here, you can see the electrical panel. It had maybe, I don't know, maybe 1 million coats of paint. Hold tight as I put the picture down. Yeah, so this cover had, I don't know, maybe hundreds and hundreds of coats of paint, and it was just a wreck. So what I did was, as you can see, stripped all the paint off and then grinded it down. And then what I did was I sprayed it with a clear overcoat. That way it wouldn't rust. But as you can see, there's a little bit of rust here. As soon as bare metal, as soon as oxygen hits it, it wants to rust. Especially too if you touch it with your fingers. The oil off your fingers it'll make it rust instantly. So I tried to catch the rust as you know, as quick as I could, but it left a pretty cool design on there. And me being an electrician, that, I don't know, that kind of stuff just floors me. But I had to scrape off all of the labeling, so that's one thing I'll have to do before I put on the market, is trace everything down and relabel the panel. And I got my little dehumidifier down there. Bought that when we had the pipe burst outside and kind of flooded the basement a little bit. And that's when I bought that, to soak up any moisture in the air. Yeah, so I think that's all that I can think of right now. I can show you that app that I use to, I don't really use it that often, but I can show you that app that I use on the PS, or on the, sorry, that app that I use on the iPad to operate everything. Oh, hey, you're still here. Oh, that means you pretty much made it all the way to the end. And since you did, that means you must have liked something that you saw. So why don't you tell me that you liked it? Okay? Heck, even share it with your friends. Let them know. Hey, dude, I saw this video the other day about this guy's home theater, man. He built it himself. It's freaking awesome. I mean, shit, you know. If I saw a cool video, I'd be like, hey man, I saw this cool ass video the other day. You gotta see it. You know, I wouldn't keep that from my friends, you know. I would tell them, man, you know. But anyway, since you did like the video, let me know as well. I would love to know how much you liked it, and you know, I would love to answer any questions that you have. So, well, hey, as you can see, I'm chilling out, relaxing. I'm not shooting no b-ball outside of school, but I'm pretty tired, so I'm gonna hit the lights, and hope you see me soon.